I'm ready when you are.
What was that teacher's name?
Charlotte Howard.
Okay. Okay. You wanna start, Ms. Robin?
I think that the students really enjoyed listening to a good book, and they were very engaged, which was nice, because sometimes, children don't learn to love books.
I know,
So I thought
they
that
did,
was-
they were looking forward to it, they came in and sat down.
We're ready to
And
go.
said,
They were ready to
"Aw,"
go,
when it was
and
over.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I was watching the time, cause I kept thinking it may be going a little bit long, but there was only one kid that kind of got, and she immediately got them back on, so I think.
And
the
I
timing was
saw
okay.
that, I thought that as it went on, the kids started losing a little bit of engagement. And I think sometimes with teachers, they don't recognize that, so they try to go through the course instead of figuring out that I thought maybe the breaks between the reading would have been better if you used a few more, just to grab them back in.
Mhm.
I actually
have a
put that,
question.
yeah, I do too.
Yes.
About the
Mhm.
discussion, prior to the chapter, during the chapter, having the kids.
Turn and talk.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I had,
Mhm.
student discussion, question mark,
Right.
thought,
Mm-hmm.
so that they could interact and build.
Right.
It was nice though to see when the kids didn't understand like one of those words, they asked.
asked,
They felt
that's
comfortable
right.
enough to
Yes.
ask.
Mm-hmm. And she refocused them very effectively by just waiting. I mean, it didn't distract or anything. Okay.
She had a list of what she was going to do for the day, like they could take their spelling test, read aloud, and do the response, look at context clues. I didn't really see a whole lot of the context clues and synonyms and antonyms,
Mm-hmm.
but she did do the read aloud with the response. And then the kids they had the choice of doing their spelling test if they were ready.
Right. And then, were we the ones that were at, where the little boy was going down and we were asking if they had to relate? And he said it doesn't have to relate, the written response and the character.
Right.
It didn't really, and I had figured that out, that
Yeah.
those were all separate things.
Yes.
But he could explain that, that these were about characters, and then the other one,
How connected to the
how connected, and he talked about his dog.
Yes, and then whenever I asked him what is the response, he goes, oh, I put that in the wrong box, but I don't have any more boxes down here to put it in. So
Right.
he caught it.
Mm-hmm. He
But,
kind of
yeah.
self-corrected right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, he did a good job.
So, when I asked the kids about their procedures, they could explain to me what they were doing. I think they knew what they were doing. In questioning, I think she first directed her questions toward specific kids, didn't she? Then some started volunteering, and one that didn't give quite a right answer, she prompted and then waited. I mean, she didn't just go in and answer the questions, as soon as some of them did. And I think that's about all I had. I didn't see a content objective. I saw lists of activities. But,
It looked like plot is what I wrote down, but they were doing drama, and then she had plot,
oh, okay.
which because of Winn-Dixie does lead to plots.
Mhm.
And it's really big with character analysis, story
Right.
elements, but I couldn't tell, like I would have liked to see the book, cause I love that book, and
I do
I think
too.
I would be a little bit more intentional on the reading responses,
Mm-hmm.
to guide the questions to the story elements.
Y'all, those reading responses, I don't know if y'all looked at them, they're all just words. They're not sentences. And so that's one thing. I know she wants them to write quickly and just do, but they were all phrases. And
Yeah,
third
there wasn't
grade,
a-
yeah,
yeah.
they should, she needs to probably
Boxes are,
transition.
that's by
I
design.
know,
the
boxes weren't even
aren't-
big enough,
Right.
right?
So
I thought that too. It's
you
not
stand that on
conducive.
out and clearly you tell the
Yes.
kids what it is you want.
Right. I think it's time for her to transition to that. I think that would probably be a good action step,
Right.
just for her.
Okay, so say that's kind of like you did.
Well, if she, on responses, for example, make it a larger section for writing and let them know the expectation of writing a complete sentence. Because really, they were just writing phrases, it wasn't more than one sentence, if they would just write a complete sentence.
I think from a question strategy standpoint, there was one, I counted at least one in her classroom and then another one earlier today, but when teachers ask a question, they instantly call on a kid, ask a question, and, Sally, what that does is it lets the rest of the kids off the hook and there isn't any wait time.
Right.
And I think bringing something as simple as that to her attention is a good strategy for her. Why would you wanna ask the question and let it float out there a little bit? Because then it gives, and telling her that helps her understand, it gives all the kids an opportunity to think about a response or generate a response. And then if you're not getting any volunteers, you can call on somebody or use another strategy or what have you, but instantly calling on somebody, everyone else is like, man, I don't have to process that one.
Yes.
They were sitting so close to each other, she could say, look to the person next to you and y'all discuss, and then they would have,
Right.
everybody would have had an answer and somebody could elaborate or,
Right.
Yeah, and that's something just bring to her attention.
Exactly.
It's a real easy strategy, and she may not even be aware that she's doing it.
And those kids were old enough to do this, because sometimes teachers almost roll their eyes when I tell them this, but there's a strategy called no hands up, and you can say, I'm going to ask some questions, I don't want any hands. I only want to see you thinking, and then I'll pick. And what I've heard teachers say, do you know how long it takes us to get them to raise their hands? And I'm like, well, yes, but by third grade you could do that, and don't do it all the time. On those big focus questions, the no hands up strategy is just a good one too. That would probably be helpful to her on something like that. Okay. Okay, does that give you enough?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it was good. She did. Okay, was the next one